but to witness some of the ceremonies and to pick
Wow.
up on this attitude of gratitude that they have here.
Oh,
Very much a gratitude to the people before them who have led the way. It's beautiful. But
so
yeah.
big. I so love that. And that's a great note to start us off on, but great to see you guys. Hello, good evening, afternoon, morning. We got all different types of time zones here. So grateful to see you guys. Give us a big wave or throw a five in the chats if you're not on camera. If you can be on camera, let us know too. And welcome to the family. Nadine, I see. We were just talking about you. In fact, today, if we haven't met yet, my name is James Zhang. It's an honor to be here with you. Our Zoom host today is Katie Garner. She is the one with the power. So she can turn me off if I really wanted to. So I hope I don't get on her bad side. You're in for a treat today. We are also joined with our newest officer, which, if you don't know what that is a top 1% in this company. That on average for United States currency is $6,000 a month. I think 9,000 AUD a month as well too. And Vanessa Fielden did that in 6.5 months as well. Vanessa is going to be sharing with us some really powerful tips. Vanessa, what's one thing you're going to teach us today?
How to build rapport with potential customers and how to get them aligned with wanting to join and link arms with us.
Oh, there we go. Who here likes the sound of that? You don't want to feel icky. You want to feel like it's easy with your conversation and you want people to buy and actually buy more than expected. Vanessa is the only person that I know that has sold to customers 10 packs of drops as a customer, and I've been a partner. So we're going to get an opportunity to hear from that as well too and everything. And by the way, if you're newer to our community, welcome to the family. I love these tactical Tuesdays, or maybe it's Wednesday, wherever you're at. And yeah, welcome. Great to see you guys. But we also want to make sure you get oriented with all of the tools as well. If you notice, we actually have a YouTube channel where if you ever missed anything, or you want to replace something, maybe you heard something like, I got to go repeat that one more time. If you go to our YouTube, you can find it. If you go to wellness360.community/link, save this link down if you haven't already. If you go through our Alice onboarding, that's our launch onboarding, it'll lead you through this as well too. But if you go down, you'll find that we have a couple of places you can bookmark. One is the Champions Network YouTube. And if you open this up, you'll actually see all of our replays and everything that's going on here. Many calls, many trainings. I mean, you can binge on this all day. And I'm telling you, one thing I know is we pride ourselves here in this organization having the best training in the world. Like, you will never fail for a lack of support or a lack of training. All right. And I'm telling you this, we just came back from, and I want to paint a little vision here before we dive into today. But who here loves the idea that you can build a global business and have an excuse to go travel as well too, right? Yeah. Why not have a business that pays you while you sleep? Like, I heard that when I first got introduced. I'm like, can that really happen? It absolutely can. So this past month, me and my wife, Becky, and baby Jaden, we have a 14-month-old who's chomping at the bits, wanting to walk any day now. Like, he's like trying to stand and he's trying to speak. He's not there yet, but he's getting there, right? But we just spent a month out there because we were fortunate to get invited by Partner Code. They invited us to speak at Macau, China, for their Partner Code experience. It's a big annual conference. And then we were out in Japan, in Tokyo, and they had their big Partner Code experience event as well too. And we were fortunate to train up there. We were also out there with some of our amazing leaders. Annika Bell's out in Australia. She was training on stage with others as well too. And this is what I got. Teammates are with us and they got off and they said, you know what, James? Like, we know that, we have a lot of amazing trainers and a lot of amazing leadership. And it's not just me, it's a collaborative. We have so many people here, right? But when they saw the type of skill set, leadership, power that we packed as a leadership, look in comparison to the rest of the skill set of the world of Partner Code, which are amazing, they're like, we got it really good here. And I just want to encourage you with that. You're on not just the game-winning company, you're on the game-winning team. We love all Partner Code, but I think it's nice to be a little bit competitive. Is anyone here a little bit competitive? You like winning, you hate losing. I'm the type of person, if we play rock, paper, scissors, it's 2 out of 3. If I lose, I'll be like, let's do 3 out of 5. If I lose that, let's go do 5 out of 7, so on and so forth, right? So I think it's healthy to have a little bit of friendly competition in you. We all are better together, but there's something powerful that's within this company as well too. All right. Katie's very competitive. Anna's very competitive. I know, I can tell Anna is as well too. Okay. So let me start with a couple of groundwork things. We have a giveaway that we're going to do in just a bit as well too. And then we'll get some cool training as well. But one thing that I was reminded of is where we're at now. We've been in conversation all day about you. I've been talking with leader after leader after leader after leader. Black Friday's around the corner. Anyone excited to find out what the deals are? Man, I'm telling you, they are nuts, Darlene. Even in Canada, they are the best deals in Canada I've ever seen. Around the world, I've heard of the ones in Australia as well too, Vanessa. They're pretty cool as well too. So we're preparing the team to make sure that we can set up for them as well too. But even more than that, we've done a lot. This organization has exploded. This past year, we hit #1 in the world in global power rankers because of all the things that we've all done. But as we do that, we're thinking, okay, how do we make sure we can help you grow faster? You scale faster. And when it comes down to always, 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 is to go back to the basics. Okay. When I first got started in this business, it's been 16 years now, guys, in this type of a business, 14 with the drops in particular. I started this. I don't know about you. Who here was a little bit nervous when you got started in a business like this? You didn't know if you could sell anything. You don't know if anyone would buy. You don't know if anyone would join you. You had some doubts and skepticisms. I was the most skeptical and doubtful. I was shy. I was nerdy. I had not many friends. I thought this was a pyramid thing. I didn't know what that meant. I just didn't want to do something like this. But then I met my mentors. I said, wow, they're good people. I love the products. I love what you can learn here. I said, let's go give this a shot. Now, I mean, you can't get me shutting up about this. I believe network marketing is not only the most wisest business in the world, because think about this. Where else can you get a business where you can travel the world, have it be a tax write-off, get paid, and sell flexibility to enjoy the fruits of your labor while you're doing some work as well, too? Who here hates being stuck in a desk? You know, you hate the 9 to 5. Have you ever been stuck in traffic? And you're like, why am I here right now? Alita's like, that was just yesterday. It's like, I hope not bringing back, you know, or maybe you want to take more holiday or vacation with your family, and then you have to cut it short because like, oh my gosh, there's only so much time. Life is too short to not live it fully. And we have an opportunity here that with some time, with some effort, with some skill sets, you can develop a lifestyle of your absolute dreams. All right. And it doesn't take as much effort as what you think. It doesn't take as long as what you think. And it's absolutely possible for anybody. So we have a business that can do that. But not only is it a lifestyle, it's the most fun business ever because we get to do the fun part. You get to actually transform people's lives. You get to see customers and their transformation. I was talking to a client earlier today. By the way, if you've had any good experiences on any of our products, throw in the comments below what's a positive experience you've had on any of the products. And we leave with the drops with a lot of amazing things that are out there, right? I was talking to a client. This client had a high A1C, right? That's the precursor or the metric for diabetes. And I don't know if she made a typo, but she said she started with 17.5. Is that possible, Pam? Like it was a crazy number with an A1C level. Like it's a very high, I don't know. It was very high. But she acted like, wow, I started there. I started on the program, the drops in the body balancing program. In a couple of months, you went down to 7.5, 10-point drop. I'm like, that's literally life-saving, you know? So let's take a look at the chat. Energy, good sleep, reduced inflammation, no migraines, Athena. That's big. Have you ever had a migraine before? Your day just sucks. You can't do much. You can't be the mom you want to be. You can't be at work. You can't do your things. So we have a business where we're able to transform people's lives with their health, but we also have a business that can transform people's finances. You know, you're able to take somebody in their family that was living paycheck to paycheck and now have holiday. There was a good friend of ours that was about to lose their house because of lack of payments, right? Lack of finances, was able to find this business and able to then pay cash for Christmas, double mortgage payments. Like there's so many things that you can do. Or I'm looking at Pam Middleton, retired registered nurse. She was struggling with thinking, how do I extend my retirement that I worked my life for and actually enjoy it with my family? She built a business like this, and now she takes her extra income and just follow her. She takes the most amazing travels around the world with her and all of her grandkids, and she has many of them. And that's her idea of a dream as well, too, right? We all have a different dream that's out there. In fact, put in the chat, what's 1 or 2 words that describes what your dream is for you and your life? Is it freedom? Is it flexibility? Is it family? Is it giving? Is it travel? Is it paying off debt? Is it lack of stress? Early retirement, freedom in retirement and travel? Is it yes, exactly, Eric? Yes to all the above. Is it looking as sexy as Eric Minter does with that goatee? One day, man, I will be able to grow out a beard. One day. Less financial stress, right? Whatever that it is for you, we do all of that. But the question is, how do we achieve that? And this is what I realized when I was 19 years old, broke as a joke, scared out of my mind, got involved in this business. This is what my mentor said. This business is just simply a combination of skills. If you learn the skills, you learn the system, you can design your own life. So what I made it a goal for, and I hope that you have this commitment, I'm personally in a recommitment of 90-day focus. I believe a lot can happen in 90 days. Not one day, not 7 days, a month's cool, but 90 days. Just like the drops say 90 days in your business and your life, 90 days. And they said, if you commit to your business, you commit to the training, you commit to mastering the skills and the system, in 90 days, everything can change for you. Well, I'll tell you, Becca, I'll tell you, Gina, I started so bad. I made all the mistakes in the book. I remember I was trying to go through the scripts and then I was talking to my friend. My friend called me out live. They're like, are you reading from a script? I'm like, no. And I threw away my script. I had embarrassing moments. I had people reject me. I had my close friends reject me. I had my family sit me down. My frat bro sit me down, told me I was crazy. But you know what? Crazy people make crazy money is the saying. I knew the dream was alive. I knew this could work. I just needed to learn how to be equipped so I could better deal with those types of things. And it wasn't overnight, but in 90 days' time, I was able to make enough money to fuel me through college. I was able to get some skills to have some confidence. I was able to speak and present and train. And the key was I knew a system that would start to duplicate. Along the way, I remember I ran out of my close family and friends. We call that your hot market. Okay. And all of us are going to have some amount of that. And then I realized I need to learn the skills of talking to my warm market, my acquaintances. Here's a key tip, by the way. Your key people are going to be found typically in your warm market. They're not your closest family and friends. Sometimes they're judgmental. Anyone here have judgmental family and friends? Are you really going to make money in that? Are you still in that thing? You got, oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. Prophets never preach in their own land, right? So with that, sometimes that's how it is. And some of us have supported family and friends, which is great. If you do, it's a blessing. But the gold is in your warm market, your acquaintances, people that know of you, right? They're your friends on Facebook that maybe they've followed your stuff, but you might not know their life story like crazy, right? You have way more of those than you do of your close family and friends. And we can always develop more. We'll teach you that in our system as well. Well, I learned the system so I could start to talk to this warm market, this acquaintance. And I finally got someone started. I'm like, yes, they were excited. I showed them the presentation, the way that we'll teach you to do. I followed through the system. I followed it to the T. They got started on the spot, started getting excited, started actually showing. And now it's not just me, but it's someone else that's crazy like me too. Sometimes we're alone for a little bit and we're like the lone nut. And then you get two lone nuts and you're two together. And then it starts growing and it gets to 5 and it goes to 10. If type in the chat this word system. It will only do that if you follow the system. A system is something that everyone knows, does, and it works. We have a phenomenal system here that literally other people around the world and other companies are coming here because we have a system. What's our system, you ask? It's very simple. It's our system of growth. You'll go through it in our onboarding. What do we do every day? We post twice a day. We tell one drops post, one thing about you, one personal post. Okay. Who here feels that if you spend a little bit of intention, and we actually give you these posts many times as well too, right? We give you the drops post. Who here feels you can make 2 posts on your social media? Give me a wave or put a 2 in the comments below. Like, that's not tough. All right. Like, that's like, there's harder things in life. I was hanging out with an Uber driver the other day and we are breaking down how much money they made after tax and wear and tear and everything. That made me like $20 an hour. I'm like, dang, you're in a car all day. I did it before, so nothing wrong about that. But I'm like, in an hour, we can make a couple of posts. We can get people to get attracted. We can start making money. I was out here, by the way, and this system is phenomenal. Everyone's different because we all have a different background. I was out here in San Diego. We did an event. We called it a drop talk, presentation about the drops. And we just did one this past weekend. Shout out to Louie and Adela, and we had a lot of fun. And we had 33 people there, 16 guests that were there. And we had one leader that was there, Letty, who told us her story just by posting these 2 posts a day, by going through the scripts, going through the boards. She was it. Don't, this is not everyone's result. This is crazy. In 8 weeks, she made 13,000 US dollars, guys. I mean, I'll take a zero off of that. Who here wouldn't even mind 1,300 in a couple weeks, right? But tell me another, and all she did was follow the system. Now, everybody's story is different, right? If you didn't make $13,000 in your first 2 months, it doesn't mean you're. I did not make 13,000 my first 2 months, but some do, some can, and they will be in your team. If that's not you, how about them be in your team as well too? I know. So the system is super simple. In fact, I'd love to bring up Gwen. Gwen, can you unmute yourself real quick? We were talking about you the other day with specifically Darlene, our newest director, and Brenda, our newest manager. But Gwen, I'd love to hear your story about what your background is and then why you got started. But tell us more about Gwen. Outside of this, who's Gwen outside of Partner Co?
Okay, Gwen is a wife and a mom of three, but older kids. My youngest is 23, and that's she's the only one with us right now.
You started
Uh,
when you were 5 years old. Got it.
you're very kind. Anyway, so I'm a nurse, but I've been a nurse in the NICU for 23 years.
Wow.
I, yes. So I joined in the same multi-level marketing before
Mm.
in 2016, but the I think you know them, but the owners died
Oh,
unfortunately.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're in Kayani.
Yes, I
Gotcha.
was.
We have a lot of
Yeah.
Kayani people here. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why me and Darlene and Brenda met. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you
Yeah,
guys were
we
all in Kayani together. Is that right?
yes,
Really? Did it?
yes.
Really? Wait, Erica, did you know they're in Kayani too? Like, I was today years old. I'm getting, Erica didn't know? Okay, you guys need to connect. Mama Sandy was there. Gina was like, oh, okay, sorry. Okay, keep on going. Yeah, that was a
Okay.
very sad story. Not to take away from the
Yeah.
severity. That was really sad for
Yeah,
sure.
very sad. Anyway, that was going great. But then I moved to Alberta and I
Mm,
lost my network and
mm,
everything. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just not good at that. I'm just
mm,
gonna let it go, do my thing that I know best. So I went
mm.
travel nursing and such. And um, I'm pretty friendly. So I have acquaintances and friends all over.
Oh.
Uh, so then of course we are friends on Facebook, and then I was watching Brenda. Well, actually, my husband was watching Brenda. Me complaining to my husband, my wait, I'm yo-yoing, and now I'm menopausing, and blah blah blah. And so he's like, you know what? Why don't you try what Brenda is on?
Oh.
And so that's when I started. And
Oh.
then I started posting because I lost. And my hot flushes didn't go away right away, but like I wake up 5 to 6 times a night because of
Wow.
that. But now I'm done down to one or nothing. So, and then my bursitis everywhere. I had frozen shoulder, and now I don't wake up, I don't have bursitis, and I lost weight, and I feel like I'm prettier.
I'm sure
That's
your
me.
husband would agree and everyone would agree.
I'm
And that's
loving myself anyway. And then when I post, which I can't post every day because I work night shifts. Like,
uh,
so I had my fair share of having to send my kids to school and everything. So
mhm.
I had a hard time. So those new moms, they want to be day shift workers. I'm like, okay, I'll give you my day shift. I'll work nights. I'm done
Uh,
raising my kids. So anyway, um, I post, and then whenever I post, people would just private message me.
mm,
And when I get back to them, they're on board. They're like, "What? What? Why didn't you get back to me so fast? Like, I want to
wow.
be on like right away, like right
Wow.
now." I'm like, okay, so that's how it is with me.
Wow. How many customers and brand partners do you think you've personally got on board now?
They actually are both because they're like, I want to be a customer, but I also want to be a brand partner because
Hey,
I want to I want to get the
yep,
discount,
yeah.
and then don't worry, we will work. And I keep in touch with them every other day. And yeah,
Ah,
I think I have, I don't know, Anna is my power business partner, her and
nice.
her hubby. I think she has, I don't know, seven.
Wow.
And I have, including Anna, I think I have 10 now. And that's just within, not to brag, but within 10 or sorry, 6 weeks.
Wow. That's
Hmm.
amazing, Gwen.
Yeah,
Mm,
I wasn't
yeah.
ready for that.
Well, it's you being coachable and you just continuing to go through the do. So huge congratulations to you, to Anna, to the entire team. Shout out to Calgary. Shout out to Alberta, which actually was our highest performing province in Canada this year. So huge. Florence, you guys got to connect, by the way. You guys are right down the neighbors of each other. We got another Filipina crew, by the way, Gwen out there. This you guys all need to connect. So reach out to Gwen, do all that. I can't believe the connection. So wow. 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 Congrats. Well, Gwen, really powerful. And going through the system, Brenda, one last question to you. How long were you posting before Gwen reached out to you? You're on mute right now. This is powerful. So none of this planned. You can tell from my genuine enthusiasm and surprise. I'm just like, what is going on here? Try that, Brenda. Let's see if we can get you unmuted real quick. I need to know the whole story. I know.
I yeah, honestly, I probably was posting. I think when I think when I saw Jojo kind of making comments on my post, I think I was probably posting maybe 4 months
Got it. Okay.
before anything. And then when Gwen reached out, it was, I basically, I mean, Gwen and I have known each other a few years because we were, of
Yeah.
course, in Kayani together, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, and Gwen is she's my next power leg, man. That's
Come
she's
on.
like,
There we go.
she's my girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's the key. So thanks and congrats, Brenda and Darlene and did you hear? She said 4 months. It wasn't 1 week. It wasn't 1 month. It wasn't even 90 days. We give these averages. But the question is, are you willing to continue to go on with the system until it works? Because it will work for you. And everyone's just got their different timelines out there, right? So question to everybody. If you too could have a Gwen and a Nana and all this develop in your team, would you be willing to post and no one responds to you in 90 days, but then 90 days in, that happens. Is that something you're willing to do? Yeah, put a yes in the comments. We have to remind ourselves that because I know I get really down on myself and I want things yesterday, but God's got a perfect timing and there's a perfect place and there's things to learn in the process. So, it's always going to be great. And if I look back at my history, I was not a fast grower necessarily, but I never quit. And I always kept on learning as well too. But 90 days can change your life. So learn that system, right? So I'm not going to go too much into it, but a couple of things I do want to talk about today. As you go through this onboarding, it'll walk you through Alice. Who here has been through the 7 days of Alice already? Put 7 in the comments below. Yeah, it's fantastic. It'll teach you seriously. There's enough content in there you can actually remaster in like 90 days. But what I want to point your attention to is if you ever want to review it, we've broken it down per day. And for example, what I heard from you, Gwen, is you said you're busy, so you can't always post all the time. Well, what if we can schedule your posts? Have you been scheduling your posts, Gwen? Oh, you can schedule your post. Yeah,
No, I'm very bad with technology because I'm an
perfect.
OG.
All good. Hey, this was designed just for someone like you. If you go to day 2, you see on the sub post, it says subtitle, it says scheduling post. So it'll tell you within each day what's in there. So if you need boards, go to boards, right? If you need scheduling post, go on to day 2. If you scroll down, it'll show you, let's see, how to schedule posts, how to turn on professional mode, and then how to schedule your post on Facebook, right? So that's your homework, Gwen, and for anyone else, As you go through the 7 days, there's a lot of details in there. So sometimes you might need to refresh on something, but go back. And my homework for everyone is go through the 7 days and look through and be like, do I know these? Am I familiar with them? Am I plugged in? Because every little detail can help. And I'm telling you, scheduling posts will save you so much time, energy, and money. If you could already do what you're doing right now, Gwen, imagine you actually doubled your post and you save more time. And then imagine what's going to happen. So get ready for another influx as well, too. So cool. All right. So we got that. What else do we have going on? We need to do a giveaway. And actually, I should save that till the end. So I'll save that till the end. Let me give a couple more things in the future, opportunities for us. As you're in our communities, we always have a lot that's going on. You don't have to make everything, but be aware. So it's important to be on. We have a Telegram group called the Warrior Movement Support Telegram. That'll announcement chat. That'll give you announcements, right? Some of you are involved in different team chats. Be aware. What you don't know won't help, basically. So for me, I'm always trying to be aware of the things that are happening and decide to myself, big tease, Dory, big tease. But you'll like the tease because I want to talk about you, because we do have these prospect opportunities that happen as well, too. Tomorrow night, this may or may not work for some of us due to time. Hawaii, who here would love an excuse to go to Hawaii? I mean, come on. So if you have prospects in Hawaii, you have friends in Hawaii, I think every Filipino knows someone in Hawaii. True or not true? Oh, okay. So a lot of us know people in Hawaii, but we have our Thursday, not Wednesday. Sorry. Oh yeah, Thursday. I'm already a day ahead. 2 days from now, Thursday. I live a global citizen, so I was on a call 1:30 a.m. here because it was nighttime in Australia. I don't know where we are. In 2 days from now, don't show up tomorrow, show up the day after. Hawaii is doing an amazing event. They already have an in-person event they're booking with like 70 plus people, but they're doing a pre-event that's online as well too, So winner's going to be their senior officer, Sean Nakamoto, and officer Peter Ho, Dory, you see her in the chats, right? Fran Amaka. It's so fun. The Hawaiian culture is beautiful. So come on to learn, come on to grow it, come on to promote it. You can utilize that. This flyer's in. We have our prospect groups, the Drop Revolution. We also have Wellness 360, things that are going to go on in those places as well. And then one final thing I have to talk about is this. All hands on deck. Dory, we're super pumped for that. Monday. This next Monday, lock this in. Every single person needs to make this call. You don't want to miss out. There will be giveaways. There will be special guests because we are formally unveiling our Black Friday deals for North America. Even if you're around the world, you might want to make it on if you want to be aware of what's going on. But 7:15 a.m. Pacific, 10:15 a.m. Eastern, there's probably going to be 1,000, 2,000 people here. All right. It's going to be nuts. You will feel so much FOMO if you miss this because you're going to see everyone posting about it. You're going to be the first to know what there are. We're going to strategize around this. We're going to give you assignments. I'm already talking about, we're figuring out a really simple, fun social media assignment that'll help you expand your list and really get people excited about Black Friday so they can see your stuff. So get ready for this, lock that in, and every single one of your teammates that you have, bring them on that as well too, because they're just going to get on. They're going to get fired up. All right. If you got that locked in, put a yes in the comments below. Don't miss out on all the cool things. All right. So we talk about what's called the six-figure blueprint here. High level. We talk about how you can make six figures in 6 months if you want. Some people have done it. We're out in San Diego. We were talking with our friend Janine. She did it. She was sharing there. Some people take six figures in 6 years. Some people hit six figures in whatever. Doesn't matter. It's possible to do. And we have a blueprint to do if you follow a simple, repeatable system and you continue to duplicate that, right? But it's one thing to have it work in your own backyard. It's another thing to have it work around the world. Vanessa Fielden is literally a global citizen. I have to ask her where she is, depending on the day. I have to ask her what time zone it is, because just yesterday she was somewhere else. Just today she's somewhere else. But it's powerful because she's still building a business, just hit officer, has been doing amazing work. But Vanessa, how are you, sister? Could you mute yourself?
Good morning from Bali.
Good morning. My gosh. Let me ask you one quick tip, Vanessa, because you've been involved in different various businesses in the past. We've all had different experience in the past, right? But you've experienced a level of success here that you really have just, it's blown your mind. It's to the next level. If you don't mind me asking, I don't know if you're willing to share or not, when you went officer, what was your check that week? I'm curious.
Okay. It was about 2,400 and something.
That's not too shabby. Who here wouldn't mind a weekly check of that?
Yeah.
Obviously, you should put in the work. There's a business call and everything. So it's very cool. Not bad. So let me ask you this one question. In hindsight, because you got started in your business, you had somewhat of a start. It was a little bit of rocky stuff going on, some shifts going on. And then you recommitted. And then after PXP, really, with just a couple of months ago, in 8 weeks, you got 6 promotions. What would you say was like a key thing that you pivoted or shifted on that really changed the game for you?
Mindset is a huge one, and energy. I'm like, so by the energy, I was reconnecting back into the IPA calls. I was touching base with you and Becky. So I started working with you and Becky. We sort of started connecting just prior to PXP, but really seriously working from that moment at PXP. And it was also setting goals, but without, as I said to you earlier, I didn't know how I was going to make that happen, but I realized I didn't need to know. I just needed the goal. And we brought that in earlier because I think if you remember, I said, oh, we'll do opposite by the end of the year. And, by Christmas, that would be lovely. But then I got serious and I just focused.
What
I
made you
actually forget what you
serious?
asked me.
What made you serious? What took you from interested
Um,
and committed? Because there's a difference of interested, I want it, versus I am decided, I am committed, I've drawn the line in the sand. What did that for you?
So the commitment was to myself and to my income. It was to the fact that, as you know, I was in hospital, and it started before that, but that was like a next level thing. So before that, it was just knuckling down. I wanted to prove to my daughter that this works because she doesn't believe in network marketing. She doesn't believe that. She doesn't believe in me doing network marketing. And so I wanted to prove to her. And I realized I was also actually wanting to prove to myself. I was very good previously in previous businesses at customer acquisition. I was really good at that, excelled at that. But I wasn't excelling at leadership because I also wasn't the person that I am now. So it was a decision. Just this is it. This is it. Let's just get serious. Stop wasting time. I'm nearly 59. Let's stop wasting time because I can keep, wanting to do this or wanting a business forever, but I don't have forever. They're at a different stage of life and focusing on thinking about retirement and I guess too, ending the partnership I was in, we were planning the rest of our life together, and it was a realization that it wasn't for me. And I also had previously been talking to some friends and saying, I want to set up something. I want women to know that they have choice. I want women to be in the partnerships or relationships or married, whatever, that they want to be in, not the ones they feel they need to be in or feeling stuck and not being able to get out. And I realized I was talking to myself. And so I realized that if I don't do this, then I can talk all I want about what I want to do, but I have to do the do.
So powerful.
Yeah.
So powerful. Decision comes first. Actually, the saying is when the why is strong, the how becomes easy. So that's very important for all of us here. And when is that decision point for you if you haven't yet already made that decision, right? And really think about it. You don't have to be in the hospital. You don't have to have a partnership, not work out. You don't have to have your daughter not believe you. You can figure out your own decision now and say, you know what, we have a pathway to do that because there are the systems in place, and then it activates everything that there is. So huge congratulations, Vanessa. And this is what I want you to educate on. As you go through the system, we have our system of growth, depending on the market that you're in. In these, we tell you how to make your posts and we tell you how to post, how to respond back. And we basically give you a sales pipeline of what to say, how to convert. At the same time, though, I think that ultimately in 90 days' time, you don't just want to know where things are, you want to know why things are. Leaders know why, bosses know why, owners know why, employees know how. Who here wants to get paid and live like an owner rather than just an employee, right? Owners have flexibility, they have freedom, they can actually take them off, stuff like that. So the why behind why people buy is super important. And there's a reason why people buy, and there's a reason why people don't buy. Vanessa, I watch you and I'm mind blown that when you talk to somebody, it's almost like you're magical, but it's not, because everything that works has a system to it. So walk us through, Vanessa, what are a couple of the main tips you have? If you're somebody here, maybe you're posting, you're responding, and then you're struggling, you're scared about closing, or you're not exactly sure what to say, or you're shy about asking those questions. Like, how do you take it to the next level where it's not a maybe they'll buy, it's a, oh, you talk to me, you're getting started. I feel like that's the vibe that you got.
Well, again, there is an energy thing. And even if we're texting, even if we're voice messaging or whatever it is that we're doing, I'm actually a great believer in dressing the part. And it can be a t-shirt. It doesn't have to be, but I actually feel that there's a posture in that. So to turn up with posture is half of it. Because if we turn up a bit like, "Ooh," if we don't want to be seen physically by someone, I feel like we're not bringing the right energy even to texting. And so part of it is dressing the part of it is feeling good, and sometimes you have to get up and run up and down on the spot or do star jumps or whatever it is to actually get some physical energy happening. And then the act of doing is building rapport. And the biggest thing the people buy, we know, we talk about all the time, they buy from who they like, who they know, and who they trust. And if we're talking to a warm market or even a cold market where they don't actually know us, why would they buy from us? Why are they going to trust us? Why are they going to believe what we say? It doesn't matter if we've added them to the group and they've seen James talk about it, or they've seen, Danielle's amazing testimonials, or all the people. It actually doesn't matter. It still comes back to us because they're just people out there. So the biggest thing is building rapport. And, one of the things that, I studied hypnotherapy and neurolinguistic programming. And there were some key phrases that I learned in there. And if you want to write them down, you may find them a benefit to you as well, because if they buy from who they like and they know and they trust, how are we going to get that trust through texting? How are we going to get that trust through it's from our Facebook page and what we show up and who we show up as on our Facebook page. And so being authentic is a lot of it. But the building rapport thing, and I give an example of someone. I don't even know how no, we weren't friends on Facebook. We met in a group, and she messaged me. I gave some little vague kind of comment, and she messaged me, and she actually said to me, she was very open, which I was grateful for. That I don't really know you, and I said, you're right. So the first thing is to always agree with people. It doesn't matter what they say, even if they're telling you someone else used the drops and they didn't work. It's like, you're right. They probably, they didn't work for that person, but we don't know, were they eating bread for breakfast and sandwiches and this, that, and the other. We don't know exactly what they're doing, and people won't actually tell you. I know someone I was talking to recently, and they're drinking espresso martinis on their Facebook page saying the drops aren't working. It's like, honey, I'm not going to call them out and say, honey, I see you posting those espresso martinis. What were you having with them? Alcohol stops the fat burning process for something like up to 2 weeks, So, but just sort of say to the person, we don't know what they were doing. We know what they tell us, but we don't really, really know what they're doing. So you're right. They didn't work for that person. So I always, always agree. Because if I tell them, oh yeah, but da, 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 if I do it that way, but the minute you say you're right or I agree, you're getting an agreement with that person. And if you keep the conversation at a super high level, so don't get too bogged down into the detail. It's like, you're right. We don't know exactly what was going on for them. We don't know if they did it long enough. We don't know where their hormones are at, but keep it really sort of at that high level. Don't get into too much detail about the conversation, because when you get into detail, you give more reason for feedback and to go into the detail. We don't want to get into the detail. We just want to keep it up here. want to keep that conversation right up here. So you're doing that. The other thing that with that person, sorry, I'm going to track. What I did was when she told me straight out, I don't know you. I don't know if I can trust you. And I said, you're right. You don't know me. That's a fair comment. What I did before I did that, though, I went and looked on her Facebook page. We weren't friends yet. I went and looked on her Facebook page, and she posted some pictures of her cats. Like, hello, cat mama, welcome to town. So I straight away, the first thing I did is, I agreed with you. Yeah, we don't know each other yet. I said, but it's really interesting. I said, I think you find we've got more in common than you realize. I said, here's a picture of my babies. And I sent her a picture of our cats. They're my daughter's cats, but, they're mine too. So I sent her a picture and I said, I just saw on your Facebook page that you're a cat mum and you've got a black cat too, like me. Oh my God, black cats, do you find they're just the cheekiest? So I just had this conversation. I went all the way out of the drops because she told me she doesn't know me. So what she wanted to do is she wanted to get to know me because she gave me the opportunity. So always listen to what they tell you because they tell you what they want, okay? They tell you what you forget what you want because this doesn't take you out of the picture. Everything that you think you know about, you focus on what they tell you what they want. The other big thing is using their language, okay? You parrot back their language. So if they tell you, I've got a holiday coming up that I want to lose weight for, right? Or, oh, you've got a holiday coming up that you want to lose weight for. Oh, okay. What holiday are you going on? So then I go down the holiday track because they're not sure about the drop. So I want to, again, it's coming back to that building rapport. And what I do is I'll just show you, if you've got one of these graphics, well, there we go. I don't know if you can see that, but this is the list of like 10 different things. So I will send them that graphic after they watch
That's
the
a list
video.
of benefits on the drops. You can find that online. You can find it anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So I send them the list and I say, okay, which of these benefits are you most looking to achieve? Now, there are some people who go, lol, all of them. And it's like, yeah, I'm the same. I was all of them too. So again, I'm using their language back with them to again, it's gain rapport. When you use their language, they understand it. It's a subconscious, unconscious thing that they're actually hearing. Okay. So which of these benefits are you most looking forward to achieve? Usually they come back with, a lot of people don't want to say, I want to lose weight. I don't want to, they're actually feeling there's a bit of a shame for some people that they're carrying about losing weight. So they come back, better sleep would be good, more energy, improved digestion, right? Something like that. They list 2 or 3 on average. And the first thing I say is that it? Or is there something else? And then once I've said that, 90% of them come back and say, oh, well, I wouldn't mind losing a few kilos or pounds or whichever country you're in, okay? 90% come back and say that. And as soon as they say that, you've got their true pain point because there's layers, right? People don't want to be too vulnerable too soon. There's layers to their vulnerability, okay? Especially if they're your warm or your cold market, or if they're their hot market. Sometimes they just don't want to tell you, they just don't. So let's get their true pain point. Once we've got their pain point of, I wouldn't mind losing a few extra kilos. Me too. I can relate to that. And I can, but keep it real. Okay, keep it real. You've got to be authentic. If you don't need to shed any weight, then I know how you feel. I would felt that way too. So feel, felt, found. And using those 3 things, I know how you feel. I felt that way too. And what I found was once I started taking the drops, my whole mindset shifted and I started feeling better and I was able to So if you don't need to lose any more weight, you never tell them, yes, me too, I need to lose that, because you've got to be authentic. And the minute people see a fraud. So another thing you can do, if you're having a voicey conversation with them, or if you're actually having an actual conversation rather than texting, another really key thing to do to build rapport is, let me tell you a story. Is that okay? So get their permission, right? Let me tell you a story. Now, what that actually conjures up for most people is that when they were a little kid, when they're bedtime, usually, or daytime, whatever, but usually mum or dad or the grandparents have told them a story. And for most people, that is going to conjure up. It's unconscious. We're talking to the unconscious mind here. We're not talking that we don't, logically it's like, oh yeah, it sounds good. But unconsciously, that feeling that you're going to invoke and let me tell you a story. And the difference that you're going to, you're going to get their endorphins kind of going. It's a feel good thing that they're going to experience just by hearing those words. And then you tell them a little story, so you build that rapport, because if people are not buying, if they're saying no, right, 90% of the time, they're saying no to themselves, right? They're not there, but they're also saying no because they don't see the value. Okay. If they're saying no, they just don't understand why they're going to spend whatever it is in your market, or whatever, $150 or $200 in Australia, whatever the money is. They actually have the money in most cases, but do they see the value in imparting that money when they haven't seen the value? So what we need to do is we want to give them that value. We need to help them to see the value of the product. So if they're saying no, and the cat lady that I was talking to, she hasn't yet come on board, and she may not, or she might. That was her first exposure. So understanding that, again, psychologically, they need to see things sometimes 1, 2, 3, 4 times. We don't have time to go into this now, but there are personality types, and there are some personalities who are like, wham, give it all, give it all, give it all. My 10-back person, yep, let me take it on now, right? Because I've been watching, bam, I'm ready to go. Some people need to marinate, and they need to see what's going to happen over time. So they're your drip people feeding, that you just keep drip feeding, you keep checking in on, and you don't necessarily check in about the drops. You don't check in about all of that. You check in on their life. You got their pain point, remember? You can always, once you get their pain point too. For me, my daughter's wedding. I think anyone who knows me knows that my daughter's wedding was my great motivation. So I didn't need someone checking in on me about that, because that's just a huge kind of thing. But sometimes you can say, if they're still sitting there and watching, you can actually say, "Hey, how are you going with your goals? I know you said to me you wanted to shed weight before your daughter's wedding. How's that going for you? Are you tracking along okay, or do you need some help?" And that's an opportunity to see, because you've found out, exactly where they're going and how they're tracking. So I'm conscious of time, James. I don't know whether you
It's
want me
so
to.
good. Hey, throw one in the comments if anything hits you with what Vanessa just shared. This is one you might want to replay a couple times, because you could tell this is downloaded into Vanessa's DNA. Was it always like that? It's a skill set, right? So Vanessa, it's brilliant because, and this is what takes the average seller for the drops to make a sale here or there, to one that is able to really deliver a better value proposition for the prospect, get a more committed customer, even brand partners, and buying more, because it's those extra little TLC, tender love and care. So some summary, this is what I got. And this is my homework for everyone as you're practicing, as you're going through everything. Yeah, we have scripts and everything and use them. But first thing is I hear posture, right? Is it, and something as simple as dressing up better, doing your hair. I know. So you're telling me I can't just be in my PJs all day and do business, So, but you could tell she comes ready, right? You can or cannot, but can it help? So is it helpful? If you need it, why not be a little bit more, right? Why not be in a good state of mind? Why not do some jumping jacks or something? Motion creates emotion. So posture, number one. Number two is really being mindful. Am I connected to this person? If in doubt, spend a little bit more time building some rapport. This is why, for example, in our day one of our onboarding, one of the key things that we talk about in building up your social media and building up your engagement is something we call the engagement sandwich, which is just what Vanessa is talking about, whether on Facebook, the cat lady, going and loving on their posts, really getting to know someone, like making this a human business, right? So really getting to know somebody and finding some commonality that is genuine. Key part that I got was hearing their pain point, asking questions. I was coaching a leader today, and I told this leader, I'm like, how do you solve a problem if you don't know what their problem is? Right? So we have to ask, hey, what would you like the drops to do for you? Or you had that list of benefits from the drops, or, and we have the list and the benefits in our scripts, right? Like, what are these? What are you looking for? Ask them the questions, wait until they actually respond. And the pro tip I got from you, Vanessa, was this: when they respond, this is one thing I know is one big tipping point for you. You say, is there anything else? Or is that all?
Is that it? Or is there something else?
That's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
That's so big, Vanessa. That's next level, because that gets the truth out. Okay. Put that in the chat, guys. Is there something else?
Is that it? Or is there something else? And it's a very specific, and I did learn that in your linguistic programming. There's a very specific psychology around that exact wording.
That's so true. That's so true. Peel back the layer. That might be the one thing that it takes for you. And then once you know what they want, it's easy to provide a recommendation on that. So, Vanessa, who here? Oh, yeah, go for it.
I was just one thing I was going to say that I did leave out of that that's important is when they give you that, I want to shed 10 kilos, I want to release 10 kilos. Then the wording that I use is, if you were to shed those 10 kilos, what would that mean for you? And what could you do?
Oh, guys, that's gold. You took it to the heart level. If you were to lose, if you were to achieve that blank told me, what would that mean for you?
Yeah. And if it's sleeping, if you were to sleep through the night, what would that do for you? What would that mean for you? Because then you're getting them to tell you again, well, if I were to sleep for 8 hours, oh my God, imagine how I'd wake up. I wouldn't be a grumpy ass wife, or I wouldn't be this, or, so just and it's if you were to shed those 10 kilos, what would that mean for you? What could that do for you? And I asked them what would that mean for you, and what would that do for you specifically to bring out? And if they don't come back with, if they're very generic in their answer, I will ask how specifically, or get them to another level. When you ask them to go specific, if they just say, oh, I just have more energy, or I just feel better. Okay, how specifically would you feel better? How specifically, what would you do with that energy, or, that sort of thing? So that was, sorry, just forgot about those things.
So good. I'm seeing light bulbs happen right now. And then after that, it's a simple recommendation. Well, this is what we need to do. I'm assuming, right? Just here you go. Oh, this is so, guys.
And giving them two options. Sorry, I was going to say, just give them two options as well. Don't just give them the one, give them at least two. Because people like to choose. They want to be told what to do, but they also want to choose. So it's going both things. And I just say, but it's something like, would you like to do this or this? Which works best for you?
Loaded question. Oh, so good. Guys, do you see why Vanessa closes more, both quantity and amount of order, right? Little key tips. And would you agree that this is something that you two, with some practice, you can do too? Who here feels you could do this? Like, this is just, you don't have to have a really cool Aussie accent and, like be living in Bali. Like, we can all do the very same thing, systems, right? So utilize that. So here's my charge to everybody. Practice this. As you're going through your scripting, review this. You can watch the replay if you want. For me, I replay things like over and over and over again until it's downloaded in me. That's why we do replays, right? And then I practice it with my prospect, or maybe you'll role play it with a teammate or one of your coaches, right? At the same time, I'd also encourage, one of the best ways to learn, do this together with another coach mentor. Bring your prospect. We do 3-way chats all the time. So this way you guys can learn together and just have, everything going for you as well too. Who here would love to put a prospect in front of Vanessa, for example, right? Like, you would just be like, wow, I get to see this in action. So you have many different leaders and connections and mentors, and you'll be both the mentor and be mentored at the same time too. So find those and do everything. Vanessa, amazing. Thank you so much. We have short on time. We got to do another part 2.
I know.
Sure. If you like this, by the way, this type of training, we do have that's available for everyone to qualify for a group called the Millionaire Mentorship that I challenge everyone to get to, right? You'll get really good fundamentals here. You'll get our systems are incredible. But if you want to take it to the next level, we're obsessed about producing 100+ 6-figure earners in our organization. And we have a group called the Millionaire Mentorship. I know Gwen, for example, just qualified for that. She wanted it. She's like, can I qualify? I said, yeah, you did it. It's just going ultimate and then enrolling 2 activated brand partners 200 points within a 30-day period. Once you do that, you're in. Katie Garner just got in. So excited. Tomorrow, we're doing our session with a new senior officer, Luis. Luis and Vanessa go all the way back. She is amazing at mindset, and she's going to do some mindset training that we've never seen in this organization before. Amanda Foley as well too, a PhD, is going to be teaching us on some things too. And we're going to really talk about people going officer and above. We've been averaging in this team at least 1 or more officer and above promotions for the past 8 weeks. And it's getting faster and faster and faster. And really, most of them are coming from the Millionaire Mentorship. So anyone's invited. If you want to be a part of that, talk to your leadership. Let's get you there. And with that, okay, we got a giveaway. We got a giveaway. If you're ready for the giveaway, give me a wave or put a me in the comments. And let's end this with a bang. All right. We got a couple giveaways left. We are doing what's called the November to Remember. And it's really simple. Anyone can qualify. If you, for every 1 entry, you get into the machine, our done for you funnel that you get as you get through the onboarding, you get 1 entry. For every person you get started at 100 points, every 100 points sold to a customer partner is 5 entries. The more, the better. And we're going to do a couple entries or do a couple giveaways. We've already given out like 10 or 11. I have a whole box here. But today, we're going to get the next one. So the winner of this giveaway, this is all the names right here, is Sheila. She's on right now. Congratulations, Sheila. So proud of you. We'll reach out and let's connect. And no, I'm going to put that up again. Take that screenshot for sure. Yes, keep that there. So I hope you got that. But Sheila, we are so proud of you. Major congrats. Sheila, how do you feel winning? Oh, let me unmute you real quick. There you are. Let's see. Can you find that magical button? There you are.
Hey, I feel awesome. I knew I was going to win.
Yeah. Yes. That's certainty there. And what's one thing you learned today?
Oh, Vanessa's awesome. What was it? They are always right. Like you, like always, you're right about that. And then just go in instead of arguing or trying to be defensive, just go along with that. I love that.
So good. So proud of you, Sheila. Congratulations.
Thank
Shoot me a
you.
message if you don't mind. We'll get your information. We'll get that sipped out.
Okay.
Otherwise, everyone else, we are so proud of you. Welcome to the family. You're brand new. Congratulations to everybody. Vanessa, thank you. Gwen, thank you for chiming in as well too. Katie, thank you for hosting. Feel free to mute yourself. Have a great one.
Have a great night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Hi,
Good
Katie.
night.
Good night, everyone.
Hey,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Good
Vanessa.
night.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a blessed night.
Good night. God
Bye.
bless.